Coming up on Sportsource, we'll go between the bases with Georgia softball and baseball as they push through the season. And ACAD track and field is making strides. Can they keep the momentum? Plus, tennis star Miguel Perez-Pena is serving up dominance on the court. Sportsource starts now. Welcome to Sportsource. I'm your host, Avery Cameron. Let's start with baseball, where Prince Avenue Christian has built a strong tradition of winning in many sports, and their baseball team is no different. After winning the state championship last year, they're back on top and looking just as strong this season. Sportsource reporter Poppy Marquez is here to tell us more about what's making them so dominant. Poppy?
Thanks, Avery. Prince Avenue has become a powerhouse in multiple sports these past 5 years, and one of those sports is baseball. They're back-to-back state champions, which is also the only 2 times in school history that they've won a championship, and this year they're looking for a three-peat. The Wolverines won their first 2 championships under former head coach Alan Osborne, who now has passed the torch to Doug Jones from Mill Creek. Jones is in his first year as head coach at Prince, and the Wolverines are currently #1 in their region. So let's hear more about what's working so well for this Prince Avenue team and how Jones plans to continue the hot streak.
Prince Avenue's baseball team has made history these past 2 years, winning their first 2 state championships in school history and doing it in back-to-back years. This year, they are under a new head coach, Doug Jones, and he has come out of retirement to keep this championship program going.
I came out of left field a little bit.
Jones had just retired from coaching after 24 years as head coach at Mill Creek. And while Jones is coming into a role with high expectations, he plans on being the same coach he's always been.
I guess simply put, I told the kids, I'm not here to change tradition. I'm just here to help enhance it. So I just kind of left it at that.
One of the things Jones noted that stands out to him about this team is their senior leadership.
To have 10 seniors that have done as much winning as these guys have done, that says enough in itself right there. That brings something to the table.
One of those 10 senior leaders is pitcher and infielder Judson Hartwell. Hartwell was named Region Player of the Year for 3 consecutive seasons and named to the All-State team for 3 consecutive seasons. Hartwell is committed to play at Georgia Tech, and Jones said that Hartwell is the guy.
He's Mr. Prince, okay? I would bet if we took a poll of all the kids that are in our program and say who they looked up most to, he'd win in a landslide.
Hartwell not only leads in his ability on the field, but also as a cheerleader for his teammates.
It will never hurt somebody just give them a compliment. You know, everybody just needs that. And I think that's just going to help everybody with their confidence. I know when they do it for me, it helps me.
While Jones could be leading the Wolverines to another historical year with a three-peat, Jones said he doesn't think about that one bit. In fact, he puts more emphasis on improving his players' relationship with God.
This has always been a ministry to me. High school kids they get one chance at this, and we got to get it right.
The Prince Avenue Wolverines, guided by their faith, plan to approach this season with the same heart and fight as they did the past 2 seasons. From Sportsource, I'm Poppy Marquez.
The Wolverines have the talent, work ethic, and heart to win a 3rd championship. And most importantly, they have a coach who's ready and eager to guide them. Back to you, Avery.
Thanks, Poppy. Coach Jones isn't the only one leading a team with big expectations this season. Over on the diamond, the Georgia baseball team is coming off an incredible 2024 run and enters this year ranked in the top 5. Joining me now are Sportsource reporters Nigel Whittington and Cooper Wow.
Last year, Georgia baseball got a new head coach, made a big playoff run, and even had a German Shepherd mask that got a lot of attention. This year, they're hoping to do even better.
That's right, Nigel. Baseball isn't the only team doing great, though. UGA softball is also getting noticed, ranked 15th in the country and showing everyone they're a team to watch.
Stay with us. We'll dive into that right after the break.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight, both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back, because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
You're home before sunrise, on top of the house, the kids, and our future. The smell of your cooking is our alarm clock. My Shiro's day is never done. So let's start saving a little more now so we can feel prepared for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give us the personalized tips we need so we can live our lives to the fullest. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back to Sportsource. To get things started, Sportsource reporter Nigel Whittington talked with one of Georgia baseball's top players, Trey Phelps. They chatted about his chances of getting picked in the MLB draft, some crazy moments from last season, and what's coming up for the Dogs. Then we'll hear from Cooper Wow, who spoke with star softball pitcher Rachel Gibson. She shared what's been going well for UGA softball and what's helping the team have such a strong start this season. First up, Nigel, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Avery. Georgia baseball had an eventful season last year, full of highs and plenty to improve on. I took a stroll with Georgia baseball's Trey Phelps to talk about everything from his rising draft stock all the way to a viral moment from last season. We kind of just going to be talking a little bit about you, but kind of tell me like what got you started, how baseball has been in your life, like from the little age going all the way up.
Yeah, I actually played in my first game when I was 2 years old. So it was like my dad played baseball, and it was just kind of like I hit the ground running. And I don't know, I never really looked back. And looking where I am now is insane.
And then looking where you are now, you know, you're not even 21, but you're projected to be like top 20 pick. I know that's a lot for anybody, but at such a young age, kind of how do you like balance all that?
Yeah, being able to go back kind of to that young age mindset and just have fun even now. I mean, that's the only thing I can really control, how much fun I'm having. So, I mean, it's of course it's an honor, of course, from what I work for, but still just being able to have fun no matter what's going on is definitely the big thing.
And then you're around a lot of other people, like we've seen some other players get drafted, Jaden Woods, Charlie Condon. Have they been kind of like a mentor to you, kind of talking to you how things have been going?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I text both of them. Like, I text Jaden every day about anything and everything, just being able to learn, like, the mental side of it because, of course, I mean, we know we're all good enough to play at the next level, but now it's being able to, what can I learn from my mistakes and what can I learn from what I'm doing well to excel at an even higher level at the next level. So.
And then we're talking about, like, what's been going on well, you know, new coach, Coach Johnson's second year. You guys had an insane year first time. Kind of just talking to me about, like, the energy he brought, what it was like having him in the locker room, kind of the things that the fans don't get to see from Coach Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of one. It's like he's been at every level and done everything at every level. He's won, he's lost in the MLB level, he's won, he's lost at the college level, at all three college levels. So being able to just have a guy who's been through the trials and tribulations and he just lets us be free at the end of the day. It's like he doesn't want one person to be this or one person to be this. It's like you just be the best you, and that's what's going to help this team at the end of the day.
Is there anything memorable or anything that he just kind of tells you, anything just kind of jokingly or just kind of shows his personality?
Bro, Wes is like a walking Instagram caption, bro. Like Wes always has something. I would say the most memorable thing to me is probably just like every day, like you see him and he just wants to run up and give you a shoulder bump. And I'm like, okay, like it's 6 a.m., but if he has energy, I don't see why I can't have energy.
And then, like, he's a funny coach, but he's also a good coach. You guys made it to the postseason. What was that like freshman year, your first time in the postseason? How does that feel?
Yeah, I mean, being able to play free was like it made it feel 10 times better than I feel like it would have been if I wasn't playing free. It was like at the end of the day, it's just another game, and I was able to have fun, and I was able to come through in postseason last year. And that was big. That was really big for the Dogs.
And then speaking of the Dogs, big viral moment. You know we're talking about the mask. Kind of walk me through all of that. Like, what happened? How did that start? Give me kind of all the origin of all that.
Yeah, randomly, I forgot who it was last year, but we just had a German Shepherd mask one day, and they're like, that's the home run seller. We're gonna put it on. I remember we played Tech in regionals, and it was a bomb. I hit a home run to put us down one, and like I had a feeling we were gonna win that game. We were down that whole game, but I knew we were gonna win that game, and marking territory is what I'm gonna call it. Like marking territory was just like kind of like letting them know like we're here and just giving us a little bit extra boost of energy. And then Branch goes out and hit a go-ahead bomb, and we make a huge play on defense and win that game, which was huge.
And then starting out, it was a German Shepherd, but you guys kind of got a different mask now. Kind of talking about what's that new mask we got over here for you guys?
Yeah, so that's like it's more of an actual bulldog. It's an English bulldog. It's not so much UGA, but just want to get closer to the actual brand of being a bulldog, and we're not the university UGA German Shepherds. We're the Bulldogs. So just getting back to that brand.
And then, so, like, obviously, like, football is a huge emphasis. We've seen the strides basketball's made. Last year, baseball was pretty big. What's it kind of mean to kind of put baseball on the map in Georgia?
Yeah, I mean, Georgia, in my eyes, I think is the best baseball state in the country. I don't think there's any reason Georgia shouldn't be this good every single year. And now we have West and we have guys like new facilities and guys going out like Brock and recruiting and just being, I guess, present in the moment with these recruits. And it's definitely going to be a stepping stone now, being able to have winning seasons like this, and guys are going to want to come. And when West has us just having fun, then guys can see that they can be free once they get to a SEC school. Then it's like a whole nother level for them. So definitely, I would say us being free is definitely the biggest thing.
For Phelps, playing free is a key part of his game, and with conference play underway in one of the hardest conferences in all of college baseball, that'll be key for the Dogs' push to Omaha. Back to you, Avery.
Thanks, Nigel. I can't wait to see that new dog mask in action this season. Some great insight from Trey. Now let's shift over to softball. Cooper sat down with pitcher Rachel Gibson to talk about her standout season and what's fueling the team's momentum. Cooper?
Thanks, Avery. The Bulldogs are dominating both diamonds this spring. Ranked 15th nationally, and this player is a big part of why. Pitcher Rachel Gibson transferred from Clemson in the 23-24 offseason and now leads the Dogs in ERA and WHIP. Here's what she had to say about the Dogs this season.
Rachel, first question. When you transferred from Clemson, how did you feel that your time at Clemson prepared you for SEC play?
I think from the beginning, going into college softball, it was definitely a level up just from travel ball, high school ball. So just being able to play at the college level at Clemson really prepared me for entering the transfer portal, getting here. My times here last year was a lot just like getting better, working on my skills, and just preparing myself for, what I've done so far this year. Yeah.
And you've done a lot this year. You currently lead the team in ERA and WHIP. How have you been able to lead the team, even though you might not be the SP1?
Mm-hmm.
You're still leading in a lot of statistical categories. How has that helped your confidence and leadership abilities?
I think it has a lot to do with my teammates and all that they've poured into the success I've had throughout the year. We're all constantly growing together. And I think it's really special to have teammates that support you. And, it's one thing to have confidence in yourself, but it's another thing to know your whole team and coaches and staff are all just as confident in you for, any situation that I could be.
You've got a great pitching staff, but you've also got a great offensive team. So how has your offense helped your defense and specifically your pitching?
I think just, as I mentioned previously, trust. We all trust each other to get our job done. Even if, someone goes up there and strikes out, they know the next person's going to be there to back them up, and get the next hit or make the next play, get the next out. So that has a lot to do with our trust in each other.
You say trust is the name of Georgia softball right now?
Yes, this year, we're working towards a lot of things, but our main thing has just been making sure we're collectively together as a team, putting that first before anything, because that is what we feel will truly help us get as far as we can.
Gibson and the Dogs are right in the middle of SEC play, and the SEC is as stacked as ever. Gibson and the Dogs will need to pick up some wins before May rolls around into the SEC tournament, but I have faith they'll earn their stay among the top of softball polls. Back to you, Avery.
Thanks, guys. Great work from both of you. That'll wrap up this spotlight on Georgia baseball and softball. After the break, we shift gears from the diamond to the track. We'll get the inside scoop on ACAD track and field, plus we'll hit the tennis courts with UGA tennis star Miguel Perez-Pena. Stay with us. Sportsource is back in a moment.
Yo, Scott.
Hey.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you know what? I was just in there. The line is like 10 people long.
I think I'll just...
Dude, are you okay?
You wouldn't believe what I was just thinking. I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Smart man.
Did you see how that dog was looking at me?
Every day,
Millions of people are connecting
and even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together.
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an effort
to get to know each other.
On a deeper level.
Father,
Cosplayer,
Mentor.
actor.
it's time we take a step forward
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together
and discover
How accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
Welcome back to Sportsource. Athens Academy's track and field team has been on a dominant run, winning back-to-back regional championships. The boys team has taken it even further, securing 2 straight state titles. But their success isn't measured in medals and trophies. These athletes are pushing for excellence beyond the track as well. And later in the show, we'll shift gears to the tennis courts, where UGA's Miguel Perez-Pina is making waves. But first, Sportsource reporter Colin Miller has more on Athens Academy's pursuit of greatness.
Thanks, Avery. Athens Academy's track and field team is no stranger to success, but the reigning regional champs are in pursuit of more than just accolades on the track. They're also after greatness in the classroom. With April just around the corner, track and field season is beginning to ramp up at Athens Academy. The team is after greatness in 2025, looking to three-peat as overall regional champions, while the boys look to three-peat as state champions. Senior distance runner Adelaide Ellis believes the team's unity is one thing that sets them apart from their competition.
Everybody's like combined, so like all the throwers, the sprinters, the distance runners, the jumpers, everybody always comes and supports everybody, and I really appreciate that for our team. So even if somebody has a meet that not everyone's competing at, as many people that can go will go, so that everybody feels supported and appreciated.
But the team hasn't just found success on the track. In fact, 2 seniors have committed to continue their track and field careers at prestigious universities. Thrower Veronica Babbitt committed to Stanford, and distance runner Maya Davis committed to Harvard. Sprinting coach Robert Hill, who also teaches math at Athens Academy, knows how crucial academics are to success.
When it comes to academics and athletics, there is no competition. Like whatever they have to handle academically, they will handle that first and foremost. And so our stuff comes after that.
Senior sprinter and Lenore Rhine football commit KJ Whitehead also emphasized that the school preaches academics regardless of sport.
One thing that Coach Anderson loves to preach is that school comes first before anything. You know what I'm saying? If you need to go to a coach, need to go to a teacher after school, you'll go there first, then come to track. Is school before any sports around here, and that's one thing that's always preached, regardless of what sport you play.
Hill says that the team prioritizes shorter, more intense practices. That way, athletes can maximize their abilities while also putting plenty of time into their academics.
I have kids that show up to the track meet excited about running track. They don't dread it. They don't, oh my gosh, like it's drudgery or work or anything like that. I've been able to surround myself with a bunch of kids that really like competing and really like running, and especially running fast.
From the Carmichael Sports Media Institute, I'm Colin Miller. With the state championship and graduation still over a month away, don't be surprised if this is just the start of the success for Athens Academy, both on and off the track this spring. Back to you, Avery.
Thanks, Colin. It's clear Athens Academy has big things ahead. Now, Georgia men's tennis has a history of producing top-tier talent, and Miguel Perez-Pina is no exception. Now in his senior season, he stepped into a leadership role, but his journey to Athens wasn't always smooth. Sportsource reporter Lainey Martin took a closer look at how he got here and what fuels his competitive drive. Lainey?
Pina has made a name for himself as one of Georgia's men's tennis most consistent and competitive players. Now in his senior season, he's become a leader for the Bulldogs, using his experience and work ethic to push the team forward. But Miguel's journey to UGA and his growth into the player he is today has been anything but easy. I took a closer look at how he got here and what drives him to compete at the highest level.
He came to Georgia from halfway across the world. Now, Miguel Perez-Pina is leading the Bulldogs as their top singles player and stepping up as the voice of a young, evolving team. Originally from Castellón de la Plana, Spain, Perez-Pina came to the U.S. with a strong foundation in the sport, but adjusting to college tennis meant adapting to a new format, a faster pace, in a team-centered environment.
So when I was in Spain, it was a lot of individual stuff. I had my own coach just working with me on some personal things. We would just drive or travel to different cities trying to find players to practice with. It was good, it was just different.
Now in his senior season, he's not only holding the #1 single spot, he's helping lead a roster full of young players. Under head coach Jamie Hunt, Miguel's role has grown both on and off the court.
Well, I think it started with his mindset coming back. I mean, he was really focused, really locked in on doing everything well, and it started on the practice court. He started really locking in a practice and taking the practice set seriously. Not that he hadn't before, but you just have this sense of like, this is the last season for me. So he was very locked in, very motivated, just taking care of all the little details.
His leadership is also evident in doubles, where he's teamed up with a longtime friend. Oscar Pinto-Sensano and Miguel have known each other since their early days playing tennis in Spain, and now they're back on the same side of the net.
He's a warrior on court, so he always embraces us to be more competitive on the court, to be more energetic.
As Georgia continues to build for the future, Miguel's consistency, work ethic, and presence have become pillars of the team.
I just want to remember by a Bulldog that fought every time as hard as he could and did everything for the team, whether he lost or he won.
From Castellón to Athens, Miguel Perez-Piña's journey has been shaped by change, growth, and leadership. And as his college career winds down, his impact on Georgia tennis is only just the beginning. In Athens, I'm Lainey Martin from the Carmichael Sports Media Institute.
Now, in his senior season with the Bulldogs, Miguel is leaving his mark not just with his play on the court, but with the example he sets for the next generation of Georgia tennis players. And while his time in Athens may be winding down, his impact on this program will last long after he graduates. Back to you, Avery.
Thanks, Lainey. His legacy at UGA tennis is one for the books. When we return, we'll explore some of UGA's most cherished traditions as students share what makes them stand out. Plus, with March Madness heating up, we'll take a closer look at top players like USC's Juju Watkins and Duke's Cooper Flagg, and find out which tournament has fans buzzing the most. Stay tuned. Sportsource will be right back.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Welcome back to Sportsource. UGA is built on rich traditions that bring the Bulldog community together. Whether it's the energy of game day, the unforgettable chants, or the iconic moments that make Athens special, every dog has a favorite. Sportsource reporter Paige Collins took to the streets to find out which tradition stands out the most to students.
Thanks, Avery. There are so many traditions and chants you will hear every day on UGA's campus. How about them dogs? Glory, glory, calling the dogs are just to name a few chants that bring Dog Nation together. Traditions such as Between the Hedges, the Fourth Quarter Light Show, the Spike Squad, and nonetheless our beloved Bulldog Ugga making appearances, all come together to make sporting events hard to forget. A university with such rich history that brings UGA pride everywhere. We wanted to hear what traditions and chants students love the most. Here's what the Bulldogs on the street had to say.
What is your favorite chant or tradition that you hear at a UGA sporting event?
I really like the Spike Squad. I think they're just crazy and cool and fun. So
probably the Who's That coming down the tracks.
What is your favorite tradition or chant that you hear at a UGA sporting event?
Probably calling the dogs at kickoff at football games.
Oh, call the dogs for sure. That one's easy.
I'm going to go glory, glory with tradition of ringing the bell.
Go Dogs.
That's it?
Yeah.
Nothing else?
Nothing else.
Ooh, probably the Go Dogs on kickoff at football games.
Any specific game?
Probably last year, the Tennessee game.
My favorite chant would probably be "Glory, Glory," because I like yelling about the other team at the end.
Everyone has their own favorite tradition that makes their game day experience unforgettable and leaves them excited for the next game day, no matter the sport. UGA traditions run deep not only on campus, but throughout the nation that brings togetherness in what makes game days in Athens truly special. It's the spirit and passion that keeps timeless traditions alive for generations to come. Back to you, Avery.
Love that, Paige. UGA is full of unforgettable traditions. My favorite has to be calling the dogs. It doesn't matter where you are, on campus, in Athens, or around the world, once you hear that chant, it draws everyone in. It's like an instant connection with the whole Bulldog family. And speaking of excitement, March Madness is here and the energy is everywhere. Sportsource reporter Keisha Chestnut has more now on how students are feeling about this year's tournament.
Thank you, Avery. March Madness is in full swing, and in this year's tournaments are packed with talent. On the women's side, we have Juju Watkins, who has been putting up an average of 24.6 points per game this season while dominating on both ends of the court. Meanwhile, on the men's side, Duke's Cooper Flagg is back from his injury and leading the Blue Devils in nearly every major category, making a strong case for National Player of the Year and also on track of being the first-round NBA draft pick. I talked to some fans to hear their thoughts on what tournament they are most excited about. With March Madness in full effect, are you most excited to see Juju Watkins or Cooper Flagg?
I've seen more of Cooper Flagg this year, so I'm going to go with Cooper Flagg, but Juju's a really good player.
I gotta go with Juju.
Juju Watkins!
Give me Juju Watkins.
Juju Watkins.
I was excited to see Juju.
Juju Watkins.
Juju.
Juju Watkins.
Why?
I feel like she's just a good representation for black women in the sports world right now, just because I like to support women's sports.
Best college women's basketball player!
Because she's a monster on the court. She's one of the best female college basketball players right now.
See her get a ring. She deserves one.
Juju, because I'm bored of men's game. It's boring. We get it. You can dunk. We get it. You can cross them over. The women are taking over. Your time is up, men.
I love everything about women's sports. I think it's awesome that it's starting to grow, especially women's basketball. So I can't wait to see her.
I don't like Duke.
Cooper Flagg from Duke.
Say Cooper Flagg.
I have Duke in my bracket, so I got to say Cooper Flagg.
Go with Cooper.
I got to go Cooper Flagg. I have to say I'm more excited for Cooper Flagg with Duke.
Why?
A very exciting player to watch and has a very promising future, and I think that Duke has a really good shot at winning the tournament.
My grandmother is the alumni, and my cousin is currently going to Duke.
I think he's one of the best players right now. I saw him on a Progressive commercial the other day. Big fan of him.
One for Duke. I have him in my Final Four, so I've just been more invested in that one.
Cooper Flagg, super exciting. I watched the NBA, so I'm excited to see him move on.
He's probably going to be the #1 pick and top player in the country, so he's fun to watch.
And why?
I feel like Cooper Flagg's a generational NBA prospect, a lot of hype around him, but I mean, she's really good too. So
They don't call it March Madness for nothing. These tournaments are always electric with unforgettable performances and with so much talent in college basketball. It will be so exciting to see what this tournament will bring this year. Back to you, Avery.
Thanks, Keisha. March Madness truly never disappoints. There's always something special about those tournaments. I can't wait to see who wins this year. From UGA tennis and baseball to Athens Academy track and field, UGA softball, we've covered it all. Don't forget to catch us next time for more of your latest sports from Athens and beyond. For Sportsource, I'm Avery Cameron, and we'll see you next time.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
How prepared is your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
Regardless of where you are on your path to retirement, you can still take charge of your financial future today. Visit aceyourretirement.org and answer a few questions from Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach, for free tips, resources, and advice customized for your situation to help you feel confident and prepared for retirement. Retirement looks different for everyone. Make sure you're prepared for your